Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets alike, welcome back to the potentially last game of the night. The Mobile Mayhem North America Wall Rift Tournament Season 1, Week 1, Day 2. This is the Match 3 between Tribe and Goons. We're at Game 2 right now with 1-0 to Goons' favor. Whew, how are you doing, Mr. Tasty?
Looking forward to this game. I'm wondering if Tribe is going to be able to bounce back. This is a team that we know they're very strong. We know that they are exceptionally skilled players. But after getting stomped in game number 1, will they be able to bounce back mentally to be ready for game number 2? And will they be able to draft themselves a composition that will take down Goons in game 2?
Absolutely. Right now, it's more of a mental confidence, right? Do they have the mental fortitude to put themselves together as a team and continue next game? Because the last game really is uncharacteristic of Team Tribe. You know, a team was sitting on the top of the pyramid in North American competitive scene and getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, I think it surprised them also. So without further ado, the second game ban pick is underway. So let's quickly jump into the ban pick. If you're watching the stream, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to share the stream with your friends, with your family, and tell them the match of the night is on. This is the time to get your popcorn, get your soda, put it on big screen, and let's go.
All right, early on in this draft, Olaf and Camille being the two targeted bans for these teams. Ziggs going to get picked up this time as it is left open here, and that's going to be the side of Goons with that strong mid lane pick to start things off.
Yep. Very, very good pick, Ziggs. Last game was banned by them. This game, they have first pick. They banned Camille, take Ziggs. One of Hoon's most popular picks, most favorite picks. So, I mean, because Hoon is a meta slave. I mean, he likes to say that himself. He plays everything meta to rank up. This guy doesn't give a freak, you know, what is meta, what's not meta, what's fun, what's boring. He doesn't care. He's needed ranked up. So he played whatever's in the meta. And he spammed Ziggs like, I don't know, hundreds of games. So sure enough, one of the most comfortable picks this guy can play. So Ziggs gonna be, and also one of the strongest pick in the current game. So sure enough, gonna be the first pick for them. And Tribe, we're seeing that Vi coming out. What's going on?
A little surprised to see it so early, just because, you know, they are hovering the Braum, and you know, Braum is a pick that could be contested still. If they really wanted the Vi here, there's nothing that Goons could have done to stop them from taking that later on in the draft. So very surprising to see it done as a first pick, but I guess they're just looking for more counter pick opportunities by saving other picks for the end.
Yeah, we repeat the pick the enemy already picked. That only tells us that rationally they want to be counter picking the enemy side. But I mean, there are not too many counter pick, to be honest, because you're leaving a really powerful pick on the table. You're leaving Braum on the table, given to the opposition, and they're gonna take out A0 Braum, the Poe comp, the dream composition. We talk about Ziggs, A0 Braum, how strong this synergy can be, just how strong the Dragon Lane can be. It's gonna much easier for them to path through the early game and get to the power stage, where Israel finished at 3 items, when Ziggs finished at 3 items, they come in and they're gonna bump the hell out of your team. So interesting strategy coming out from Tribes on their ban picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst situation for Tribe to give up the Braum, because again, Max Reen on Alistar, this is one of his biggest comfort picks. He plays this Alistar exceptionally well, and with pairing it with the Kaisa, this is a pick that Old School has been playing a ton of as well. So these two, that's like, I would say this is probably their most comfortable bottom lane, is the Alistar Kaisa for the side of Tribe. But what they're going to round out their comp with, who's going to be their mid laner for starting, is kind of the biggest question. You know, we've seen him play so many different champions throughout the different events. You know, he was grinding Corki for a while. He grinds Akali. He basically will pick a champion and just grind them for a while, and then he'll just switch to a different champion, grind that for a while. And his champion pool, he is probably one of the deepest champion pools of anyone in Wild Rift.
Yeah, you can see all the available choices right now. There's Orianna you can pick out if that's something you want to do to give yourself a little bit of poke. Because if you look at our team comp, it's full dive, and there's 0 poke available, right? So I think it makes a little bit more sense to, I mean, Corki is still available, but if you want to go full dive, you can go cannon, go Suki style, right? So something that if you want to commit to your competition, go for it. Alistar, you can trust Max Green to land those beautiful engages. So if you can trust your teammates, I mean, they're all of a sudden open up more choices for her team. Oh, Ahri.
Interesting choice to go for the Ahri. Like you said, we were I was expecting something that was a little bit more dive focused, something like the Akali or the Kennen, but to have the Ahri come out knowing that he's up against the Ziggs, I think that's largely why he wanted something with that a little bit more of the extra range to be able to poke and farm up from a safe distance, because he was going to be up against the Ziggs, but also someone who can go for that all-in one-shot potential on someone like the Ziggs. If he catches Ziggs with a charm, once we get towards level 5, level 6, that can just be an all-in kill.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. I mean, the thing about Ahri is probably one of the most self-sufficient mage in the game. Like Ziggs actually need, Ziggs actually need help, but Ahri doesn't. Ahri is one of the, I can say, the only mage that counters assassins, because you can't kill her, right? She has 3 dashes and she has an auto-aim charm that allows you, like if you're a Zad, for example, you jump on her, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how fast you click on your W to double dash. If she auto-aim the charm, it's gonna hit you right after you land. All she need to do is time it right. On top of the 3 dashes she has almost impossible to kill. Now the thing is, it's all about synergy. So Ahri also offers quite a bit of early game burst damage if you're able to land that charm, as Tasty pointed out. So still though, does it work with the composition? Because we talk about, it's all about synergy. Does your pick work together in unison? So this game, again, I think I prefer Goons composition. They have engage, they have disengage. Monkey's ultimate can engage and it can disengage, right? He has 2 ults, he has 2 knockups. One's engage, one to disengage. And then same as Gragas. Gragas can engage, can disengage. And the other side is just poke. So really, really good comps come out from Goon. My vote of confidence for picks goes to Goon in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things, I think once it goes towards the late game, I completely agree with you that I think when it comes to full-on team fights, I like what Goons has better. But if Tribe can avoid those fights, this is one of those compositions where if they can just prevent the fights from happening and go for the poking and split pushing and just kind of stalling out around objectives, then that's where I think Tribe's composition can find some advantages. If they can get those leads early game, again, we've seen so many times with these 2 teams specifically, if they get an early game lead, they just snowball it out of control, and it feels like Tribe is just all about trying to get an early game advantage with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ahri is the champion. If you want an early game advantage, Ahri is the champion to go. Because Ahri is assassin type of mage. If she catch somebody from the bush with a charm, it's GG's. With Alistar, same thing. You got a lot of Chin CCs coming out. With Vi, it's going to be a lot easier for Ahri on top of it. So, talking about individual, like single target synergy, Tribe has that. And what does individual synergy provide? Snowball. So once again, Tasty just 100% correct on that. Like this is what Tribe wanted to do, and can they pull off what they wanted to do though? That's something we'll see. Do we see? Wait.
I think we're gonna have to remake this game. The viewers can't see it, but it looks like Hoon and Old School have swapped teams for this one. But yeah, I assume this is going to be a remake. So I do like that they picked the right champions.
Yeah. I mean,
no, Hoon didn't.
Yeah, I see Jax also. So, but the thing about Wall Rift is like you cannot remake the game right off the bat. You have to wait. So
yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit. We're gonna have to they're gonna have to just push in. Usually, what ends up happening in a situation like this is the players just decide, all right, we're gonna have one team just go full in and push down one lane and just end the game quickly as possible and get a remake going. But so it's going to be a little bit.
At least
this is not the actual game. Just for everyone.
This is not an actual game. At least everybody's using the rainbow, the power of the Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, guys. You look at that. I mean, it's just people are having fun walking around. We gotta wait for a few minutes. And speaking of Jax, though, Jax is actually a champion that you can't estimate Jax anymore. They kept on buffing Jax damage, and now if Jax jumps in with a Q auto attack damage, it's actually quite a bit, especially one of those enhanced Qs. You really can just underestimate him. Like, I'm seeing more and more Jax. Maybe with our and Ben pick, we might even see Jax in competitive scene.
Very well could. I mean, Jax is one of those champions that can really just, once you get a little bit of momentum with him, he can be extremely strong. I think the problem that Jax has right now in Wild Rift is that it takes him excuse me, a long time to stack up.
Yeah.
And a long time to get rolling. Like even once he is fed, it still takes him like 3 to 4 attacks before he's actually at full strength. And so that, you just don't have that sort of time in Wild Rift generally. It's just going to be, again, players having a little bit of fun right now as we get ready for the poke. Looks like a couple of them have just...
But see, when you have the Jax, it's all about the silent though. Like once this champion can go to the silent. Once you get fed, it becomes a silent monster. And I can argue it's only one of the few champions that can actually duel against Fiora on the silent if they're equally farmed. Because there's not too many choices in the game that can skill as well and do as much single target damage while sustaining. And Jax is one of them. If you cannot trade all attack with Jax in the game one-on-one, like you cannot. But obviously, the Jax doesn't really offer that much in team fight. That's one of the reasons why this guy is still just a tad weak, not really picked in competitive.
Yeah, it's picked for situations like this when you need a remake because he can take down turrets pretty darn quick.
Exactly.
But I'm kind of surprised that it's we're not seeing literally everyone from just going and trying to push all at once.
Yeah, they have a Jax. They could have ended it really fast. I think that's probably what Max
had trolling his own teammate by stop killing off the minions so that Jax can't keep pushing.
Yeah.
So hopefully these guys actually get it together and get this game finished as quickly as possible so that we can get to the actual game.
Yeah. Professional level win trading, people say. Maybe. But we didn't want to say officially that we confront all form of win trading. If you're a win trade, you don't deserve to play this game, please delete your account. Like, I mean, imagine people win trade in a mobile game. Like, what? Imagine people hacking a mobile game. What's the point? Just go play Candy Crush instead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Win trading is just, I don't understand the mentality of people that win trade because it's like, what do you actually, like, your rank isn't earned. Like, yeah, you can flex your rank now, but like, everyone knows that you didn't earn it. It's not like it's something that's like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's if you're gonna go for an achievement, it should be an earned achievement.
Like it's same thing as boosting, right? Do you understand like why people pay so much money for other people to boost their accounts? Like I don't understand that at all. Like I don't understand the mentality.
Yeah, no, I don't get it whatsoever.
It's weird. I mean, it just tells you like we live in such a bizarre world right now. Everything can happen.
The dragon has spawned.
Well, hopefully we can get some communication to these players to get them to and I think they might just be waiting for the 5-minute mark for the surrender. That's what it seems like at this point. I'm actually curious. I'm not sure what's faster, is waiting for the 5-minute mark, or if we had all 5 of them, all 5 members of one team just hard pushing down the lane, which one would have actually ended it quicker?
I think the second way, they just shove it down. They have Ziggs and Jax, dude. Like literally, Jax is one of the champions that can take down a tower before 4 minutes. Literally, because right now after the tower defense buff, it's almost impossible to do it. But Jax is one of the champions who can, especially give him a cannon minion wave. He's gonna do it. You cannot.
I think it's actually still faster to just wait for the surrender because of the fact that they have it so that when you take down a turret, all of the other turrets in that lane get extra defense.
Oh, true.
As well. So I think, once, you can take down the first one pretty quick, but once you get to the second or especially the third one, it becomes almost impossible. But then I'm curious, it might actually be a little bit faster to just wait for the surrender.
In conclusion, Riot just need to add the, just change that where you can.
For a custom game, absolutely. Custom games, you should be able to just, have everyone quit out and reset it instantly.
Oh, there we go. We got a surrender. So, I can't believe people surrendered in competitive scene. This is just a disgrace. This is a disgrace to the esports spirit.
Victory.
I mean, we shouldn't allow this stuff to happen. This doesn't look good for. You
gotta be careful. Someone's gonna clip this and just be like, "Oh, look at what happened."
Absolutely. I mean, everything you say now, it's you gotta be careful. But guys, we gotta wait for the next game to start. As you can see, we did run into a little bit of technical issues. We have Hoon kind of got imported into Tribe. And Old School got imported onto the other side.
It seems we had a trade in mid-game. Traded rosters real quick, but no, we're just gonna get right back in. Obviously, the draft is already complete. We're gonna stick to that same draft.
Yep.
And we'll be getting into game here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just a quick reminder what the picks are. Here are the ban picks. If you don't remember exactly what has been picked out for that game. This is let me join the room. The last game Ben pick that we have right here. For Team Tribe, we do have Vi, Fiora, Alistar, Kaisa, as well as Ahri.
Yeah, and over on the other side for Goons is going to be the Ziggs, Ezreal, Braum, Gragas, and Wukong. So a lot of AoE teamfight potential once we get later into the game. But for Tribe, it's going to be, as we talked about, all about this early game. They want to get the lead early and just stifle out their opponents that way.
Can they do it? This is do or die, ladies and gentlemen. One game to go, and Goons are going to walk over to 2-0 forever. In this, because everybody's gonna play each other only one time in the group stage, so you only got one chance to prove yourself, and this is really last chance for Team Tribe to keep their crown, to keep their pride in the North America #1 seed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly jump into the second game, Team Tribe versus Team Goons.
Game at number 2, going to be loading on in. Get a look at these beautiful skins that everyone's going to be bringing to the table, except Braum and Wukong going with the base default skins there, but everyone else skinned up.
Shame. Imagine not using skins.
Especially on Braum. Like, if you have LT Gray Braum available or Crime City Braum, both of those are phenomenal. But right now, Chuck actually going to be, Hitman going to be charging right on into Chuck. And it's going to be Chuck, once he realizes that Hitman was by himself, he goes right back in for a trade. And because of those target points that Fiora gets, is able to come out on top very heavily in that initial trade.
I understand you want to establish a lane presence and stuff, but there is something called just straight up counter relationship. You just can't win against Fiora as Gragas. This is no such thing.
Oh my goodness. Look at mid lane real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but starting extremely low just from Hoon poking him with the Ziggs, just throwing out attacks as soon as starting tries to get close.
Now starting have to recall, and it makes look at who is holding the lane flawlessly. If starting comes in to get poked, starting already missed like 2 minions, I think, and if this continues, it's not looking good for starting at all in this lane. Look at that.
Starting really needs to get some help from his minions in these trades, and that's what he was hoping for on that last trade, but it is just absolutely Hoon in control of this mid lane to start things off. That is not what Tribe wanted to have happening here in the early goings.
Yeah, that's going to be like one level ahead to Hoon's right now, because you can see Hoon's level 3, and the minion wave is still pushing towards Hoon, and starting is just 2.5. Like, she still have problem getting close to the lane. And if Hoon somehow denied this cannon from starting, it's game over in mid lane.
Using the satchel and the minefield to get some immediate damage as soon as starting gets back. He's already down below half again, and he doesn't have the honey fruit. This is a disastrous start to the mid lane for starting. He has to play so safe. Finally, the wave will crash into him, and he's able to get a couple of minions, but this is just massive advantage here in the early goings for Hoon. T-Tigers trying to make a play, but Wukong is right there as well, so he does get some good damage onto Hoon, but they aren't able to try and secure a kill. But now Wukong can maybe look for a rotation to the bot lane, but may not be able getting a chance to, as that's going to be Max Green and Old School getting a ton of damage onto Charm. He's almost goes down, but is able to stay alive now. Here comes Wukong. Gets the stun. They're trying to make something happen here. T-Tigers has rotated as well. The knockup is going to cancel the Vault Breaker, but then he gets headbutted back into the turret. And Tribe take the kills, getting themselves... actually, there was another kill somewhere else.
In mid lane.
2 now.
In mid lane, Goon actually died one-on-one to starting on the Ahri. He was playing a little bit carelessly, and look what happened. I mean... Yes, you have lane advantage, but it doesn't mean you can make those mistakes. You have to understand you're still playing against the best players in the game. Every little mistake is heavily punished bottom lane.
It's not going to be too much of a punish there. Bot lane is going to be able to recall. But yeah, I didn't see the starting fight at all. I didn't see that one happen whatsoever. I was so focused on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
But to have that sort of advantage that Hoon had, I assume he tried to walk back into lane after the gank happened. That's the only thing I can imagine, is that he went back into lane at half health. Yeah. And Ahri, again, if she hits one charm on you when you're half health, you're just dead.
You're kind of dead. And also Ahri, you can see from the summoners, Ahri apparently used both Flicker and Ignite. And in Hoon already, burned both of his battle spells right before summoners, right before the skirmish. I mean, and like you pointed out, Vi used the flicker to engage on him in the ultimate, so Hoon burned everything, and he still walked back to the lane. I think that's resulting in the death right there. I mean, with that kill, with that early game skirmish, it's gonna give Team Tribe 1,000 gold advantage before the dragon spawns.
Yeah, that's going to be a big advantage, and also just the priority. It allowed starting to get back into the game. He's able to push that wave up and be able to start rotating now as well. Dragon has spawned. Tribe is starting this. They got the Scuttle Crab as well, but now it's going to be an attempt to try and get in here from the side of Goons. They are here looking for the charm onto Braum. Alistar goes low, but has the ultimate, gets the knock up. The dragon gets stolen by Goons, and Wukong is going to be trying to get out alive. The Vi ultimate will secure him. Vi is low and will go down in a trade. Meanwhile, Ahri drops the Doom on the Ezreal and chasing into the mid lane. They're going to pick up the Kai'Sa as well, so they get the dragon and the kills. Goons just outperforming Tribe in that fight.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what is this? Am I supposed to say jungle gap in this? Like, what just happened? I was about to say, point out item differences, and right before I was about to start to even say that, Monkey, Wukong just went in, steal the dragon, this is a team fight, and the entire Goon just collapsed on them, get everything. That instantly got a 4-0 trade. That turned everything around, and now they're back to a 2,000 gold lead, 42 kill lead as well.
Yeah, absolutely massive fight. And like I said, it was just, that was simply Goons outperforming Tribe in that fight. There is no other way around it. They just absolutely outfought them, outplayed them in a situation that really shouldn't. Max Green and Old School, they're still going aggressive though onto Hitman here in the 2-on-1 lane. Hitman tries to go out to get some farm, but it's just going to be pushed back once again by Old School. So now has to be very careful. And I like what he's doing. He's actually putting up vision to make sure he's not getting 3-man dove, but it's going to be coming anyway. He throws out the ultimate just to try and clear out the minions. Not going to be enough. Here comes the charm from Ahri. Is it going to be enough for a kill? They do find the kill. The turret is going to stand for now, but next minion wave should be able to knock that one down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Wukong trying to make a push onto the mid turret. Fiora is here to stop, but it is just going to be the clone that he ends up stopping when all is said and done. Now the Rift Herald gets started up. Tribe has vision of this, but they are not close.
Look at the Rift Herald team fight. Here it comes.
And Braum's going to be getting hit up, but T-Tigers is the one that is going to drop the charm, lands onto Wukong.
Nice ult!
And knock up from the Wukong though, and the Alistar getting in as well. It's a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough for Tribe to turn this around. Starting, doing what he can, but Alistar is going to fall, and 3 more kills for the side of Goons. They are absolutely just decimating Tribe here in these 2 early games.
They're killing it right now. They're absolutely killing it with the Braum ults. I mean, I was about to point out, T-Tigers, I think, is rushing to engage a little bit more. If you look at the last game, Vi's mainly played on a secondary engage. He engaged with skill 1 and skill 3 all attack, but it's not really ultimate. And T-Tigers committing the Vi's ultimate way too early, which put their team in a kind of awkward position. In the last team fight, oh, what? Wait, did I just see the flash from Goon over there? I mean, okay, still, that was... I don't know. I feel like the entire team trying to take a deep breath, really relax and slow down the pace of their engage. But at this point, the more you slow it down, the worse it becomes. Again, it's just you're looking at the same situation. The come that's a Pokin. Oh, top side.
Chuck very narrowly avoiding death there, but now the Rift Herald is going to get dropped in this top lane. Tribe is pushing in mid at the same time. They're going to try and trade perhaps, but the minions get cleared out, so they have no trade opportunities. Now they know they have LeBlanc split. They're going to be able to get in onto Braum. Braum goes down early. T-Tiger securing that kill. Max Green is very low as well, but he's got the ult running, so he's tanking up some good damage. But LeBlanc able to re-engage, find a couple more kills. Starting has to run for the hills. Now here comes Chuck, maybe trying to click off Gume at the end, but the rest of the team is still here. That's a 1 versus 4, and you're not going to get it done. Chuck falling as well. A triple kill for Ezreal, and Goons just pulling further and further ahead as that all happens right before the dragon spawns.
Yep, the Infernal Dragon, securing this dragon number 2, 5,000 gold lead. I mean, This is just every step they take is one more step towards a 2-0 sweep. I'm trying to think about a strategy of what Tribe can do to win. There are a bush camping team comp. They need to predict exactly, like the carry like Israel, carry like Hoon, like the Ziggs, where they're gonna be most likely in the next team fight, and to camp the next bush right next to it. That's what they have to do. There's the only way for them to come back is to have a successful bush camp team fight. Bottom side. Speaking of bush camping.
Yeah, this has been a disastrous set of games for Tribe and a really impressive showing from Goons. I had Tribe picked as my favorite to win the whole thing, but I think may have to jump ship onto the Goon side after the way these two games have gone, because they are in complete control here. 12-4 on the kills, a 6,000 gold lead. Once again, 9.5 minutes in, they have both dragons to their name as well. And Tribe, they're looking for ways to get in on these fights. They're looking for engagements. They're trying to pick someone off, but Goons, they are just always together. Wukong going in on his own, but he knows he has the rest of the team following up. Tribe is trying to get some counter damage done, but Lamont, that's just the clone going down. He's going to be escaping out the backside. They find the kill onto the Kaisa, and now they've gotten the Vi as well. They take down Max Green, is just starting, and Chuck left alive, and they are running for the hills.
Another 3-0 trade. All at the same time, Ari was being pursued on the other side by Israel. I mean, you would never expect, like, a freaking Ari to get chased by Israel. It's supposed to be the other way around. So, I mean, at this point of the game, really, it's already Goons' game to lose. I don't see a possible way out for a composition that heavily relies on Snowball. The only win condition is Snowball to have a chance to come back. Because they don't even have a sufficient wave clear. If you look at their composition, Ari is not the best wave clear champion in the game. And when we talk about like a team that have potential to come back, one of the most Did Israel just steal the blue with the ultimate?
I think so.
I mean, back to what I was saying, but one of the most important characteristics is you have to at least clear wave to defend your towers, bottom side.
That's going to be another engagement here on the bot side. It's just going to be members of Tribe going low. It's unstoppable for Lamont. He goes so close to falling, but he still had the GA, so he wouldn't have even died. This is just total domination from Goons, as now it's going to be Hitman going aggressive here, but he doesn't care. He has teammates behind him. He has Wukong pushing in the wave and taking down the turret, and they're diving into the base, finding the kills that they need. Starting is just farming up on the top side. He doesn't even care about, he knows he can't defend this. He knows they can't hold this off. They can't stop this pressure from Goons, and Goons 2-0 against Tribe Gaming. Absolute monsters on the Rift here today.
Oh, what a showing, what a demonstration, what a monstrous play from Team Goons tonight. Everything's on point, but at the same time, I guess it's just not Tribe's night. It's just not Tribe's evening. Sometimes when team face pressure, so you gotta give them credit for doing the best they could. You know, still, game is far from over, guys. We're only in the groups. We're merely in the group stage, and then once this thing gets to the playoff, that's where everything gets more interesting. Whew.
Yep, absolutely. But I mean, it is early, but it is so good to start off with this kind of momentum for Goons. They got the free win yesterday. We weren't sure how they were going to look coming into the rest of Mobile Mayhem, but they showed up with authority. Absolutely dumpstering Tribe in these two games. Let's be honest, that was not close. That was not a competitive matchup. That was Tribe getting taken out back by Old Yeller and being put down by Goons here. They're going to have to find a way to really, refocus themselves. Like I said, maybe it's just one bad night. Maybe they were just off their game today and they're going to come back strong throughout the rest of Mobile Mayhem. But I fully expect both of these teams to make it to the playoffs. But when that rematch happens in the playoffs, something is going to have to change for Tribe if they want to stand any sort of chance against Goons.
Absolutely. I mean, expanding hero pool, for example, because traditional tournaments, Tribe has really strong going, but when it comes to all-around Ben pick, when you come to the Ben pick mode where it requires a deeper champion pool, deeper synergy, you really gotta consider the team comp synergy. Like, does it work? You know. So when you have a composition that involves have a snowball, and you're not able to get the early game advantage, in fact, you lose a few kills. I mean, actually,
and they had the early game advantage.
Yeah, but
they got those 2 early kills, and then just that dragon fight, they just did not show up at that dragon fight, and just got. That all of a sudden, it just everything they played for in the early game just got lost.
I think they committed everything way too early on the dragon. To be honest, like they committed all the skills on the dragon, and losing that dragon just hurts. Not having vision on the other side, not able to zone enemy properly. When you snowball and when you have a snowball comp, I don't think dragon's that important of a thing, to be honest. Like, really, you want to snowball on gold, especially when you have gold. When you're assassin comp, you just want to camping a bush and wait for the enemy to show up, because they won't show up, right? If they don't show up, continue to push, continue to get Fiora to snowball. That's the key. And then with this game, we see them constantly team fight over and over again with T-Tigers using gold every time he has a chance to. I think that's just kind of break the game, because they were rushing. It feels like they're always on a rush. It's not like they're playing a ticking time bomb. Like it feel like if we don't win this right now, we're gonna lose. It kind of makes me feel
which, I mean, is technically not wrong.
Yeah.
They had an early game snowball composition. They had to win early. So when you aren't winning early, you start to feel more and more desperate, because every single minute that passes, you know your opponents are going to get stronger and going to be outscaling you. So I understand where it comes from, but at the same time, if you lose the first couple of fights, you need to take a step back and just try and farm, try and avoid those fights and rotate around, try and out-rotate your opponents. But it's just so difficult when you fall behind early, and Goons, again, being an extremely strong team, they know that once they have that lead, they are the ones that are pushing the issue. They're forcing those fights to come out. They're forcing Tribe to have to answer them at objectives. And that's how you play with a lead in Wild Rift. You take that early lead and you just force the issue. You make sure that your opponents are having to fight you before they can get themselves farmed up.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. What a great demo from team Goons all around. Let me go ahead and quickly show you guys the end of the day standing right here. We have some actually outdated information. Sorry about that. Let me just quickly change that up. So there we go, the updated information as we speak. You can see that Mayhem and Team Goons are sitting at a comfortable 4-point position, but Mayhem and Goons haven't played each other yet, and Team Tribe is sitting at 2 points. They lost 2-0. If they lost 2-1, at least that's like, you know, decent, but 2-0, it really hurts their past 2 playoffs.
Yeah, and absolutely, it's gonna be, you know, obviously those top 4 teams make it to the playoffs. Mayhem and Goons very much the front runners to get to those playoffs, but Mayhem haven't played Goons or Tribe yet. I still feel Goons and Tribe are the 2 strongest teams that we have seen, but I mean, if Tribe, the way that they just got handled by Goons, maybe there is something to it. Maybe Mayhem is going to be able to watch those games back and pick up something for when they have those matchups against Tribe later down the road. But one thing is for sure, and that is that we are going to have some incredible matches the rest of the way here in the Mobile Mayhem group stage.
Yep, absolutely. This is the tournament to watch, guys. If you haven't liked, subscribed, and turned the bell on, haven't followed Mr. Tasty Bacon, make sure to go ahead and do that so you get the most up-to-date schedule. Haven't followed Mobile Mayhem, go ahead and do that so you can follow every single tournament, every single matches along the way. Mobile Mayhem right now is producing the highest quality tournament, League for my 4 League of Legends Wild Rift in North America. And actually, frankly speaking, all around the world, they're doing a lot of tournaments. And at the same time, make sure to follow us on Trovo.live, because the grand finals will be streamed exclusively on Trovo. So you haven't gone to Trovo, they have been the pioneer for supporting the entire North America scene, the competitive scene for Wild Rift in SEA as well, all across the globe.
Mobile esports in general.
Mobile esports in general, exactly. And that's the place to be. That's the next hype. If you're looking for mobile esports, go to those places, sign up, and stay strong, stay happy, stay productive for the evening. Even though it's evening, get some sleep. Good night. So we'll see you guys next week for the week 2 of Mobile Mayhem Season 1 Wild Rift North America Tournament. Once again, this tournament is brought to you by AssassinDave, me, and the sexy and charming Tasty Bacon. With that, that's going to be it for us. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. We'll see you guys all next week.